everybody's doing really well today. So I am going to do a video today about the books that I hope to own one day. So some of them are not in stock at the moment, that's why I don't own them, or some of them I just can't bring myself to purchase, whether because I feel like I have something similar or, whatever it is. I will go into the reasons for all of the books, but it's still a list of the books that one day I hope to have in my collection. Overall, there's 8 books. There's definitely more than 8 books that I hope to own in the future, let's be honest. It's just the 8 that really stuck out to me at the moment. And today, while I chit-chat, I'll be coloring in this German magazine, and it's color by number. I have shown other magazines from this line on my channel before. They're lovely, they're color by number, and this is the 3rd one that I have. And they kind of all have themes, and this one is like water themed, so sea creatures, but it also has a mermaid, which is actually the picture I'll be coloring today. And yeah, it's just really cool. I could show you the solutions real quickly. So it has like some sea creatures, but it also has like the Lost City. Yeah, so I haven't worked in this book yet, but I've been meaning to, and I figured this would be an awesome time to do something like this and just jibber jabber about the books that I hope to own. So I zoomed in a little bit just so it's a bit easier to see. And my lighting is a bit odd today. It's very shadowy. So let's get going. I have my maca here. So before I get sidetracked, so the first book that is on the list is the Disney Hatchet Heroes Silhouettes book. And I just think it's such a cool idea. I recently saw, I think it was Danny Buttons, if I'm not mistaken, work in that book. And it's just so pretty. I'm really excited to get it. It's on my wish list, and it is in stock, so that's not why I don't own it yet. I just can't bring myself to buy more Disney books at the moment because I have so many. And I recently pre-ordered one, the new Hatchet Heroes, like mystery color by number. So I just can't bring myself to buy another Hatchet Heroes Disney book at the moment. Doesn't mean I'll never get it. No, I will be purchasing it. But honestly, when it comes to like books I would love to own, pretty much anything from Hatchet Heroes, because they're amazing. They also had a pretty recent release. I want to say 2019. They had a book come out, again, like mystery color by number, but it's of landmarks, and the cover has like the red square from Moscow. So that one's also on my wish list. They just make amazing stuff, but I didn't want to make another Hatchet Heroes video because I know those books can be a little hard to find. Oh, also, as I'm talking about locating these books, I will be leaving a link to all of the books that I mentioned today because, just because I don't own them, maybe one of you will, and you will enjoy it, and I will vicariously enjoy the book through you. I don't know, but all these books are lovely. The second book is something that's been on my radar for ages, and it's the Color Questopia Corgi Happiness book. I think it's one of the older books that they produce, and the reason that I really want it is because I loved the Pug one so much. It was one of the books that I finished in 2020. I think it was Love Pug. That was the name of the book. It's just so cute, and this is obviously in a very similar motif, and I love corgis. They're fluffy and adorable, so I would really like to have this book one of these days. And yeah, I think everybody knows how I feel about Color Questopia. They're wonderful. I had to stop again to try and fix the lighting. Yeah, that's better. Less shadowing. Awesome. So that was book 2, which was the Color Questopia Corgi Happiness. I know they also have like another just dog one, so not a specific breed. That one would also be really nice to own. I'm trying to think how many Color Questopia books I have at the moment. But I finished 2 in 2020, so I was quite proud of myself for that. And one of them is on my to finish list for 2021. So maybe when I finish that one, which is the cactus and succulent one, I can venture out and get the corgi one and feel less guilty about it. Alrighty, book 3 is the Eerie Romantic Country series. I think those books are so pretty, and I've seen such amazing work done in those books. I don't have any of them, so it is a line of books. It's more than one. I would love to have one of those. Those are in stock as far as I know, so that shouldn't be an issue if you're somebody else who's interested in that book. Again, I shall link it if I can find it, but one day, I'm really trying to cut down my coloring book purchases. I think in 2021, I was about to say, I've only purchased one book this year. Like, honey, it's been a month. It's only been a month. But I've only purchased one book this year, and that was the pre-order that I mentioned earlier. So far, so good. All right, so we did a part of her. And these are water-based markers, so yeah, they're going to be streaky, but that's fine. I'm okay with it. I think there's also some 5s. And these are kind of detailed. Goodness gracious. Thought it was going to be an easy color. Oh my. All right, maybe we'll put this one down and then work on the rest of the skirt for now. All right, 2 is a dark blue, and you can't see it. Awesome. Okay, let me find the appropriate color. Okay, this seems like a good one. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna quickly scroll. Okay, so book 4 is the Lulu Mayo A Million Dogs. I have A Million Christmas Cats, and I know that's not one of her books, but it's obviously very similar theme, and I love it. So I would like to have the dog one. Can you tell that I like dogs? I don't know if you've noticed, you know. 2 out of the 4 past books have been dog themed. So that's definitely on my to purchase list. And I mean, she has so many cute ones. I would love to get more of them. I think the bear one also looks really cute. Bears aren't really like an animal that I'm that big of. Like, I'm just neutral about bears, I'll be honest. Where my parents live in the States, they actually get bears in our backyard. So I've seen bears just wandering around the backyard before. And where we live, you also have to be very careful when driving, because sometimes a bear might just like run across the road, and you have to make sure that obviously you don't hit them accidentally. But yeah, that was my little bear tangent. We also have coyotes and deer and moose, in case anybody's interested. But yeah, that's what happens when you live in northern New England. You get all the wildlife. But yeah, Lulu Mayo, A Million Dogs. I definitely digress there. All right. So I don't really know what's happening with her outfit right now. It's like, what is this blue? I don't know. I'm getting concerned. Book number 5 on my list is the fenney. I'm probably butchering that. But again, I'll be linking everything below, and I'll be inserting a picture. But it's the Fairy Tales book, and I've had this book on my wish list for some time now. It just looks like really interesting artwork. To be honest, that's the kind of artwork I tend to lean towards. Of course, as I'm coloring a mermaid here and color by number, but it's fairy tale, her book, but it's like realistic in the sense that it's not like chibi or cartoony. Yeah, so it looks really beautiful. I love fairy tale books. I have my Brothers Grimm fairy tale book that I talk about, not my coloring book, the Brothers Grimm fairy tale coloring book, goodness gracious. I talk about very often because it's amazing. And this one, to be honest, gives me very similar vibes. So I would love to have it one day. But the reason I haven't purchased it is because I just haven't done much in my Brothers Grimm one, the one I was just mentioning. So it doesn't feel right for me to purchase this book, this other book that's kind of similar, considering the fact that I haven't done too much work in the other one. So maybe once I get more work done in the one I currently have, then I'll feel more, not better about my purchase, more at peace with my shopping habits. Let's just say that. So I guess this is part of her outfit, this blue here. Alrighty, so we did the fairy tales. Alrighty, book 6 is the Maria Trolley Twilight Garden, and all of her books are so cute. They are adorable. The only reason I'm a little hesitant on some of them is they're a little more heavy on like the woodland creatures. And to be honest, that's not my favorite thing to color. I liked the Twilight Garden because it had more of the florals. I would much rather color different floral arrangements or bouquets, you know, whatever it is, than woodland creatures. Twilight Garden still has like little cute like squirrels and mice and such, and I'm completely fine with that. It's not like I dislike it. It's just it's not my favorite, and I know that, so I tend to, you know, when I look at books to be more critical, or at least I try to be more critical, because if I'm going to purchase something, I would rather purchase something that, you know, I'm gonna get much more use of and I'm gonna enjoy much more. So I really am excited for the Twilight Garden. Again, I've seen such beautiful work in those books. So I think one of these days it shall be coming home with me. All right, we can go back to, this is what I meant. So when I did the video, the coloring habits tag, and I asked like, can you just like stop mid picture, or like I should have asked, can you stop mid color? Because I definitely like haven't completed these colors on the page, but I'm just putting them down because I'm getting bored. Do other people do that? I do that all the time. If there's like a dominant color, for example, like the background's all one color, I will do a little bit of it. I'll put down the marker and I'll do something else and I'll go back to the background, because like I don't know why I get so bored when I'm using the same color for a prolonged period of time. Am I the only one? If I am, whoops. I hope it's not bothering anybody or like annoying anybody too much, but that's just how I roll. For some reason, I find it more interesting to do it this way. So we'll do the little bubbles here. All right, so that was Twilight Garden. Book number 7 is Fairy Tales by Emily Oberg. And this is another really adorable looking book, but also, as I was talking about how I'm not the biggest fan of woodland creatures, I know that book has a good amount of them, but I just really enjoy and appreciate her artwork style. So I would like to get my hands on that book. I know sometimes it has a tendency to be sold out, but when I looked earlier today, because I went through Amazon and got the links for everything, it was available. So if you have been trying to snag it, it currently is up for grabs. I just messed that up. Gosh darn it. Okay, don't tell anybody, but I'm just going to color over that 3 and pretend it wasn't there. High-end art over here. There we go. Perfection. And the last book on this list is book number 8, and it's Ivy and the Butterfly by Johanna Basford. So this is another artist that I talk about quite often. I have a few of her books. I love them all. Her newest book is coming out soon, The World of Flowers. No, excuse that. World of Flowers has been out for some time. I own World of Flowers. World of Wonder. Worlds of Wonder? I always confuse the title. But I talk more in that about that book in my what's like being released in 2020 video. So if you're curious, go check out that video, and I do talk about that book in more detail. But yeah, I would love to have Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. The artwork looks very, very nice. It's typical Johanna style, which is quite popular. So I am one of the individuals that really enjoys it. And it has been also on my wish list for some time. When I was putting together this video, I just kind of went through my Amazon wish list, I'm not gonna lie. This is definitely not it. Like, my Amazon wish list is much bigger than just this, the 8 books that I'm mentioning. But it's the 8 books that I would really, really like to have. You know, my Amazon wishlist is kind of a mess. Like, I have food on there too. I have like a Rogue bracelet that I saw and I was like, oh, that's cute. I'll just add it so I remember later. So I have a lot of things on my Amazon wishlist that, you know, yeah, the coloring book is cute and yeah, I would like to have it. But it's like, these are just the ones I would really, really, really like to have in the near future. So the reason I did this video, originally it was completely a different idea. I wanted to do a video titled Coloring Books That I Will Never Purchase. So it was, you know, books that other people talk about a lot that whenever I see it, I'm like, oh, like, that's not for me. You know, nothing against the person that was showing it or nothing against the artist or the book. It's just not for me. And that was originally the video I wanted to film, but then I was kind of worried that, you know, maybe somebody would get offended or, you know, it would somehow be perceived as spreading negativity about the artist and their work, and that's not at all what I was aiming for. So I figured we would can that idea and do a video about the books that I would love, love, love to have, because yeah, I want my videos to be fun and sassy, but not in any way negative. So yeah, we turned it into a positive and worked on this mermaid that's not actually looking like a mermaid. But you can kind of see the details, right? I can show you what the finished product will be looking like. Let me find it. And I'm hitting home. Let's see. Let's do it like this. That's what it's gonna look like when it's done. So look out for it in my completed pages of, what month are we in? January. And thank you so much for tuning in. Do you own any of these books? Like, what are your thoughts and opinions? Or are there any books that you've been dying to get your hands on? I would love to hear everybody's opinions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see everybody in the next one. Bye.